What's up, guys? It's MamaDeadHead, and I am back with another video on The Walking Dead. So, fortunately, this can't be a reaction, but I promised you guys that I would have a discussion about the promos and just predictions for the finale. And I was going to do a discussion solely based on like the promo and the opening minutes and then get into questions, but I ended up getting so many questions, mainly from Hunter Hewitt, thank you so much, that I feel like I don't have to go into a big deep discussion immediately. I can just answer these questions, and if anything gets left out, then I will discuss then. But I don't really think that's gonna be a problem because Hunter asked like 20 questions. So that's amazing and great. And first I'm going to get into everyone else that asked me a question, and then if there are any duplicates, I'll still say them out loud, especially if like they're a different spin on something, because I have a few different questions I think on the masked person in the promo, but I'll just cover like all of it. So let's go ahead and jump into the first question. And I'm gonna start with this one solely based on the fact it's about fear. And it's the only question that I have about fear, but I saw this person commenting a few times about fear, so I want to get to that question first, and I certainly don't want to leave it out. And their name is, I'll put it across the screen because I don't think I can say the last name and I don't want to butcher it, but their name is Gregory. It says, I have a question for Fear of the Walking Dead. What do you think of the darker and more horror theme that they're going for, and what are your thoughts on Morgan? So, as soon as that promo dropped, like in the middle of that episode, whenever I was watching it live, everyone immediately messaged me because of the Morgan part. But what do I think about the more horror theme that they're going for? I think that was their goal all along. Now, you guys know from watching my channel that I don't hate Fear of the Walking Dead. It's always, to me, it's always been unpopular to like Fear. I remember in the first 3 seasons saying that I like Fear more than The Walking Dead, and people would kick me out of like Facebook groups. This was before I was even on YouTube, before I even knew you guys. People were so hateful always about Fear. So, I mean, it's always been unpopular. It was very unpopular, like Madison at the time. I remember if I said anything positive about her, I would get such hateful comments. And really, if you even go back on like Facebook and look, because that's really where stuff was at the start, at least for me, and look at like their official posts, there's so many people that hate the show and hate Madison. So it's not like anything has changed. What do I think about this new horror theme? I figured that it was going to go in this direction because with what happened in 4 and 5, well, let me hop back. 1, 2, and 3 I think were fantastic, but the downfall of that is the pace that we were losing characters. We lost like everyone in that short span of time. So when we jump into 4 and 5 and we lose like 2 more characters from seasons 1, 2, and 3, we gain like 10 more that we don't know about. So to me, I don't think it would have been smart to jump directly into action and have these people like really, you know, like hand in hand defending each other when they don't even know each other. So it had to be some portion of getting to know them. And instead of being like a 4 and 5 season, it was more like a 1 and 2 because of the reset that was done. So I was expecting this all along. We do get more of like a Western feel, a different feel in 4 and 5, but I think that it was always heading in this direction. And I think that 6 is gonna probably like blow it out of the water. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for 6. What do I think about Morgan? I don't think that that's Walker Morgan. And I know that I said someplace that they wouldn't spoil it like that, which I think is true. And someone was like, they spoil all deaths or all major deaths or all bigger people leaving. Well, yeah, but they don't give you the details on how. They said Rick is leaving in this episode. Michonne is leaving in this episode. But they don't say, oh yeah, she's going to go on like this wild like acid trip from some Jimson weed, or like he's going to blow. They didn't give us any specifics. And they made a point. They made it a point to say it could go either way. Morgan could be dead or Morgan could be alive. So why would they spoil that in a promo? I don't think so. Also, I've never seen a red-eyed walker, except for maybe somewhere at the beginning, but even important characters that die don't get like some like wild, insane, red-eye, cool-looking walker. I think that it's like blood loss or trauma, and I think that that is him waking up from being unconscious. I don't think that he's a walker. If they would have spoiled that in a promo, I don't know how I would feel about that. But okay, that's it for fear. But thank you for that question. I really love those questions. I think that Morgan's gonna live. I think that it's gonna be like someone comes to the rescue. I'm kind of hoping that it's Sherry. Okay, so I'm gonna go on with the other question that this person asked. So Gregory asked, another question I have is for Walking Dead, and what do you think? Oh, sorry. And that is, do you think the group should be a bit pissed that Maggie just left them all this time? What type of leader leaves their group? I know that Rick did, but he didn't really have a choice. I think it depends on why and how. And unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of information on that. Would I be pissed? Yeah, probably. But it looks like she is just now finding out about all these steps and just now finding out about the Whisperers. So I can't fault her too much. I think that likely Negan being alive, or might be how they play it to me. I think that with Glenn being gone, Negan being alive, and just like the atmosphere, she probably couldn't handle. So maybe it was best for her to go away. So I don't think that I would be pissed per se, but I'm gonna hop into the next question because they say something about Maggie, and this is Lyle Bear, and they say, am I the only one who isn't happy about Maggie returning? Okay, here's my real question. I like Princess as a new addition. Do you see her character making it to future episodes, or will she be killed off or written off by the writers of The Walking Dead? I don't think that you're the only person not happy about Maggie returning. I've seen quite a few people not happy about Maggie returning. I don't think that Gregory necessarily isn't happy, but there's a lot of questions surrounding about why she did leave, and I think that that's very valid. People should be asking questions because that is a big time jump. I know that the actress left to be on another show, but you can't just like ignore that huge fact because she was a big part of the show. She was the leader, so it's kind of like, what the heck? Am I happy about it? I don't know, because I wasn't a huge fan of Maggie when she left. Like the last time we saw her, I wasn't a huge fan, so I'm not like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite character's coming back, because she's never been a favorite character. But before the whole Negan thing came about, yes, I did like her character. She's just never been like favorite tier, so I'm not like crying tears of joy, but I'm not like mad, if that makes sense. I'm just kind of like in between. I'm at a place where it's really cool to see her come back, but I wouldn't really be upset if she didn't, to be honest. Like, I don't really know what to say other than that. I'm not like the biggest fan, but I don't hate her. Just kind of somewhere in between. And then Princess as a new addition, do you see her character making it to future episodes, or is she going to be killed off? I would hope that they would keep her, because they made her have this huge entrance into the show. Fans already really, really like Princess. I love Princess. I've loved Princess ever since the moment she came into the comics. I've just been like obsessed with her and obsessed with her story. I'm going to make a video on her. I know that I keep saying that, but I have something else I need to do before I make the video. But I've loved her ever since she first came in. She was so refreshing. She was so different. And me and her share some similarities. And I love her. And with the amount they're pushing her and like putting her out there, they didn't really do that with Virgil. And I think that it's because she is going to stay around a while. And I think that she's refreshing. And I think that they would have some really pissed people if they were to write her off. So no, I think that she's safe at least for like a season. I hope. Okay. The next one is about the masked person. Quite a few people ask about this. Who do you think the masked figure is? I don't know why people are saying it's more... Oh, I'm sorry. This is just Foray. Hope I'm saying that right. Again, I'll put their name up. But who do you think the masked figure is? I don't know why people are saying it's Morgan. I just don't see the point if it was. I would be super excited. One of my favorite characters. I've seen Morgan, Dwayne, Maggie, Connie, Mercer, Stephanie. I think those are the guesses that I've seen so far. I don't think that it's Morgan. I don't think that that would really make any sense. And I really don't think it would make any sense to be Dwayne. I'm not going to get fully into that. But I am a massive, massive, massive Morgan fan. Morgan and Princess are, without a doubt, my two favorite characters in the Walking Dead universe. And if we make Dwayne magically appear after all this time, first off, how would anybody know that it's Dwayne? Nobody ever saw Dwayne except for Rick, and he's gone. Plus, it's a huge time hop. Rick might not even realize who it is. How would that topic come back? That would also mean that Morgan would have to come back if it was Dwayne. And if we make Dwayne alive, the whole thing that makes Morgan Morgan is not there anymore. And no, absolutely not. Morgan means that at some point they're going to have to cross back over. And what does that mean for everyone on Fear? Does that mean that they're all dead? I don't like that either. I don't know who it is, but I don't think that it's Maggie. I don't think that it's Connie. And I don't think that it's Mercer. If I had my pick, it would be Mercer, because I desperately want to see Mercer. I love Mercer. I just really want Mercer to be on the show. I think that he's an awesome character. But Mercer, he's a very built man. He's huge. He's very muscular. He is like the top guard at Commonwealth, and that person is not the stature to be Morgan. Ugh. Well, yeah, but not the stature to be Mercer. And Mercer has like dual wielding axes, not scythes. So, or sickles. Sickles? Yeah, I don't know. Different weapons. There's two of them, but I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know who the master figure is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why this person would come into the picture unless they are related to Georgie, Maggie, or Commonwealth. Because they look like they're on a mission. They look like they know where they are. They're there for a reason. And I don't know, like, why that would be. And I don't think it's Connie, because I think the person's a little bit bigger than Connie. And, like, why was she hiding this? Like, why was she hiding these, like, ninja skills? She's already very skillful. I don't know. If I had my guess, I would say someone relating to Georgie, someone relating to Commonwealth. One of those two. So that is all I got on YouTube. So I'm going to hop over to Twitter, and I got a couple of questions on this little tweet that I put out, and then I got a lot from Hunters, so then I'm going to go into Hunters. So, Jordan says, you guys know Jordan, answer questions from Jordan all the time. Do you think Father Gabriel will get his comic book death, and who do you think will kill Beta? Thank you for answering my questions. Of course, always. Now, when I initially read your questions, I got kind of offended, but not at you. But I've been offended by this for a bit, but I've never really, like, fully, like, spoke on it. And I've said that I think that it might be possible for Father Gabriel to get his comic book death, but it's offensive. That's so offensive to me, because Father Gabriel in the comics is not Father Gabriel in the TV show. They have similarities, yes. They're both fathers, yes. But they can't do him like that. Could I see them doing him like that? Yes. But I feel like Father Gabriel deserves so much more. This is a character that is super polarizing. I hated this character when he was first introduced, and for what he said to Deanna about the group. I was just furious with him, and there was a time when I could not even stand to see him on my TV screen. And now I'm in love with this character. Like, he's been through so much. He is a fantastic significant other to Rosita. He is a fantastic father figure to Coco. Him and Sadiq had a beautiful relationship. He is an amazing leader. He has taken a turn this season because of all the stuff that has happened to go a bit more dark. But he's become a leader. Like, he has done so much more than comic Father Gabriel that I would find him getting that death offensive. I want him to go out. He is of a caliber now that I think that he deserves a much bigger death than that. But yes, I do think that he could get his comic death. That's all I want to say about that. And who do you think will kill Beta? Great question. I don't know. I know that I've been watching the fan mailbags and I've gotten a couple things answered on those on Twitter, but I think that Beta and Daryl might have it out. I think that he's gonna fight with someone that he's fought with before. Negan, I hope him and Negan have it out. I do want him and Negan to have it out. Possibly Rosita, possibly Daryl, and I know that Aaron and Jesus did it in the comics, but they're a bit different. They haven't really had a confrontation with Beta, so I don't know if I would want that to happen, but I would be very happy if that happened. I would really like to see if Aaron had a hand in it. But I can kind of see it being... Who do I think will kill Beta? I could see it being Daryl, Rosita, and I know they haven't had interaction, but with the promo, this is why I didn't really want to super dive deep into the promo to begin with. It kind of looks like Father Gabriel could as well. That's who I kind of think. Daryl, Rosita, Father Gabriel, or a combination of a couple of those characters. I would like Aaron to be involved, but I'm not sure. Okay, Robbie. Robbie asked, who do you think's gonna kick the bucket? Now, I'll say that part of the reason that I was losing traction with The Walking Dead is because it went from... Okay, you can get her food. It went from a group survival story at some points to being like, hey, look at this one character, look at these two characters, look at these three characters. And it lost that group survival. In season 10, that group survival has been brought back, so it makes it a lot harder to guess who is going to die. Because before, if we're going to have 10 episodes about Rick and Michonne, and then all of a sudden, oh look, Sasha gets an episode, you know she's gonna die. Or let's focus on Daryl and Rosita and Carol, and then, oh, well, Olivia got a second to talk, so Olivia's gonna die. It's been so easy in the past to guess who is going to die based on if they get screen time. But it just so happens that everybody has kind of gotten screen time in 10, so it makes it a lot harder to guess who is going to die. Now, I'll say who I think is safe, and I think that Judith and RJ are kind of a forever safe. I don't think that we should worry about them for a while. I mean, maybe in the distant future, sure, but I don't see that. I think they're kind of going to be there forever, at least until they meet back up with their father, and mother. Oof. I think that Princess is okay for this finale. We just got her. If they kill her off, geez. I know that we've talked about this, Robbie, but if they bring Maggie back just to hit her with that Morales death, people would be pissed. So I think that they're safe. And I think the only other person that's safe to me is Daryl. And I know I always get comments when I talk about Carol and Daryl because they're not my favorite characters, but just logically speaking, I don't think that Daryl is going to die because of the arc that he's had this season. He's been built back up, and it's not in a final kind of way. So I think that this could possibly project him into maybe more of a leadership role. I know that, quote unquote, he is a leader or a lead in the show, but to me, he has never shown leadership qualities. He is very much a lone wolf type of character, and I wouldn't peg him as a leader, put him as a leader, or send him to a different community to advocate for Alexandria. I just wouldn't do that. So I think that with the projection of his character, I think that he's safe as well. Everybody else is pretty much on the table for people that could go, and yeah, I'm worried. Now, you have a gif here of, it's mainly Carol, but she's looking at, I can see the back of Daryl's head. yes, I am worried for Carol. I think that it's a very good possibility that she would go. If you would have asked me that last season, I'm sarcastic. I have a dark sense of humor. So, of course, I'm going to say, I wish, but I doubt it. But even wishing, I know the possibility of something like that's relatively low. Aww. Just like people were very upset when I was rooting for Daryl to die whenever him and Beta were having it out. And, was it Choke Point? Choke Point. But then I was like, darn. People didn't take that as a joke, but I never thought that he was going to die. But I'm still going to wish. if I want a character guy, I'm still going to wish for it. In this case, I think that she lost another child. She's losing it again. And I think that this could be coming full circle at this point. I do think that it's rather odd. I'm probably going to get into this a bit deeper with Hunter's questions, but I do find it very odd that Kelly and Daryl are teaming up in the 4 groups of 2, because we see Kelly putting on a Whisperer mask, and then we see Kelly beside Daryl going out the door, and then we see the promo picture of like Daryl in the crowd of walkers, and then we see Kelly behind him in the Whisperer mask, which The Walking Dead confirmed it was her in a vague gif on Twitter. So I don't understand why that would happen unless there is a Connie setup, and I think that it could very well be that maybe those two, whether or not you ship whoever, I don't care about ships, but you cannot deny that they have a friendship. Daryl and Connie have a special friendship. He is learning sign for Kelly and Connie. So to have those characters together and connecting, I think is a setup for Connie. And I think that it could be that maybe they meet up and they're so, insane in the moment that they found her that they don't see danger. And I think that Carol could save all 3 and in that process get bit and have an Andrea comic book death. Who else am I worried for? Everyone. Really, everyone. Father Gabriel, yes. Aaron, yes. Jerry, yes. I'm really worried for all of them. So, other than like a big one, everyone. Literally anyone and everyone. I think that anyone could be the tower death if there is a tower death. I don't know. Everyone. I'm worried for everyone. But I'm going to get a bit more into details with Hunter's questions. So let's go ahead with Hunter's. Hold on. Let me see how many. 22 questions. Okay. Do you think Princess Yumiko, Eugene, and Ezekiel will make it back to Alexandria in time for the final showdown? Nope. I think they are gone for good in that storyline. And I think that likely, the death is not going to be a cliffhanger, since there is definitely a cliffhanger to this episode. I think that the cliffhanger is going to be Commonwealth Guards descending upon them. Guns a-blazing. Well, not really guns a-blazing, but like, stop where you are, and we're going to see a bunch of guards, and that's going to be the cliffhanger, not a death. But no, I don't think that they're going to make it back. Do you honestly think Carol might get the Andrea comic book death? Yes, like I was just talking about, I do think it's very much a possibility at this point, based on where her character has gone this season and just the outlook on everything and like where could she go from here. Yes, I do. Do you think Beta and Daryl will have one final showdown? Yes, I do. I think that they had such a significant fight, and Daryl has like really put in efforts to finding him. Yeah, I do think that they're going to have a final showdown, and I think that likely Daryl might have a hand in killing Beta, for sure. Okay, this was the one I gotta have a mini rant about. I told Hunter about this. Could Aaron possibly kill Beta as an act of revenge for killing Jesus? I've seen this comment so many times, and this is not a rant to Hunter or a rant to anybody talking about this. This is really a rant to The Walking Dead. I am salty. Like, this is one of the few things that has bothered me to no end, is that yes, absolutely he could kill Beta as an act of revenge for killing Jesus, even though It was just like the Whisperers in general. It wasn't Beta who killed Jesus. It was another Whisperer. But yes. But you know who he would be killing Beta as an act of revenge for? Enid! Why do people forget that they had a brother-sister relationship? Walking Dead. I understand that you wanted to project Alden into a bigger role. And I do think that he deserves a bigger role. I think that his coming from a savior, becoming what he is a very unique story that needs to be told. But you did not have to give Enid a boyfriend to make her feel mourned when we had so many scenes with Aaron and Enid having a beautiful relationship. How many times did he comfort her when she was crying? How many times were they talking about, ugh, I hate it. I hate it. I think that if he is avenging anyone, he is avenging Enid. And I know that I'm not saying that Aaron and Jesus didn't have a relationship. They very well had a nice relationship in between that time hop that we didn't see. And just because we didn't see it doesn't mean that it's not valid. But what we did see is this brother-sister relationship, this beautiful blossoming relationship. Enid was the person that took off his arm when he needed it. He was there when she killed her first person. He found her, and it's not fair that they shove her into this relationship and make Alden seem more important to her mourning than Aaron. It's not fair. So yes, I think that he would kill Beta as an act of revenge for Jesus, but also Enid. We can't forget that. That is not fair. I'm sorry. Okay, rant over. Calm myself. If Carol doesn't get Andrea's comic book death, then who else could? That is very hard. Because Andrea was everything. I'm going to get teary-eyed thinking about this. I sobbed over that comic book. It has to be someone that has an impact on everyone. And there are very few characters that can do that. And the main caliber of person is Daryl and Carol. So putting anybody else in that place, I don't know. Father Gabriel, I could see, but it's also at what point are we going to stop killing off people that Rosita loves? That wouldn't exactly be a new thing. Her crying on his grave like Rick cried on Andrea's. She just had to kill Sadiq. Leave the poor woman alone for a little bit. That's how I feel about that. We need a death that everyone can gather around and mourn this person and have a connection. And I really think the only person that is in danger for that is Carol. I'm so sorry. Aaron, maybe. But again, I don't think he's high enough of caliber death for that. And I think that The Walking Dead is kind of working on building up all of the characters to take away the singular focus that they've had for so long. And I don't think that it would kind of be wise to kill anybody else, but I mean, it definitely could. Like I said, I think that everyone's in danger, but it will not pack the same punch as the comics if it's not someone like Carol or Daryl. Father Gabriel, ? Aaron, ? I mean, King Ezekiel could have an impact on everyone. He has had relationships with nearly everyone, and everyone loves him. Again, nearly. But where he's at, that wouldn't really make sense, and he wouldn't have all that time to, say goodbye to people. I don't know. I'm just kind of locked in with Carol at this point. I'm sorry. Do you think Lydia is going to be fine for the finale? I was saying that she was a wild card. She could go, but now I think that she's going to be fine. I think that she's going to be around for a while. I think that she's here to stay. And really nothing other than a gut feeling on that, I'll be honest. Do you think the person behind the mask with blades could possibly be Mercer or maybe someone from Georgie's group? I think that I've already answered this, but I would love for it to be Mercer. I desperately want it to be Mercer, but I don't think that it's him. But yes, I think that absolutely somebody from Georgie's group, somebody with Maggie, or somebody with Commonwealth. I do not think that it's somebody we know. Or if it is someone we know, it's someone from the comics that we know, possibly remixed. Do you think Lydia is going to be confronted by Beta in the finale? Yes, absolutely. Even if it's something small, they are going to have a moment. Because much like Daryl seeking out Beta, Beta has been seeking out Lydia for quite a while. So yes, absolutely. I think that they could have some moment of something, even if it's something like they see each other and like Lydia runs away and he tries to chase after and then like gets caught up in a fight with someone. Yeah, I do. Could Luke and Jules be in danger of being killed off in the finale? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think everybody's in danger for the finale. To be honest, I only think a handful of people are safe. But Luke and Jules, absolutely. Especially if, actually Luke could get the Father Gabriel death. Luke or Jules. Because they're trying to figure out something for the radio, so they could be working on that and get, like, snatched up by Beta. I don't know if anybody's gonna get, like, the Father Gabriel death or, like, a tower death, but I think that we're certainly gonna lose somebody of the caliber of, like, Luke and Jules. But yeah. Absolutely, they're in danger. I know we're going to lose some people in the finale, but what are the chances we might lose some supporting characters like Diane, Scott, Rachel, and Sydney? Leave Scott alone! Okay, I think that it's certainly a possibility. I don't want it to be, because I love Diane and Scott so much. I know that's so silly to say, but every time I see them, they bring a smile to my face. They're so supportive. They have been there since the start, and just because they're not major characters doesn't mean they don't have their own story. Or just as much a part of the story as the people that we have seen. So, yeah, I think we could lose them, but we better not. I don't want to lose them. Oh yeah, after he asked that, I said, leave Scott alone. Leave Scott alone. Will we ever find out where on earth Connie is? Yeah, I think that this episode we will absolutely find out who it is. I think that, it's kind of like softly been confirmed in the fan mailbags on Twitter, because I asked like, is Connie gonna show up in the finale? And they did like a little timer emoji. So yeah, I do think that we will find out. And I think, like I said, pairing Kelly and Daryl together is Connie's setup. Like, I don't understand how they could pair those two characters and then not have Connie somehow in this episode. How would you like to see Negan call Beta Frowny make two knives one more time? How? I don't know. Would I? Absolutely 100%. I want him to solely refer to Beta as Frowny make two knives. That's like, I don't know why that's one of my favorite comic moments, but it is. I just love it. Yes. I want to hear it again 100%. I want Nations of Alpha if Beta dies in the finale. I think that could happen, but I don't think it's necessary. I think that it would be really cool to see that, but part of me wants to keep some integrity of the comics going for his death, so I would rather it be like blunt and have more focus on the fact of who he is and have someone recognize him. I would rather keep it there, but I want to see him hallucinate Alpha the entire finale, yeah. What if Lydia ends up protecting Judith, aka little ass kicker from Beta? Yeah, I could see that. I think that Lydia is kind of like holding her own. Like she let all her emotions out with Negan. And I don't think that if she's alone, she's absolutely gonna run from Beta. But I think that if like RJ or Gracie or somebody is there, I think that she would throw herself right in between them. I don't put that by her at all. I think that she's a good person, and I think that she would sacrifice herself for someone. But yeah, I think she could protect someone. What if Negan, Daryl, Aaron, and Lydia tag team and kill Beta? Now, interesting here. Aaron is with Alden and he's kind of gone. So I don't know how they're going to meet back up. Or if they're going to even see Beta or be a part of this. But Negan, Daryl, and Lydia are all together in the hospital technically. So I would like to see it. I would be down for seeing that. I think that would be pretty cool. They're together. I could see like Negan shouting at Beta, and if Daryl sees that they're in a fight, he would jump in. And I could see like Lydia taking off his mask and them all having the realization of, oh my gosh, I know who that is. I think that would be pretty cool. Could Jerry end up kicking butt in the finale? I think that we're going to see a lot of characters kick butt in the finale. And Jerry, absolutely. Especially if his kids are involved, if his wife is involved. 100%. I hope we get that moment. I hope he doesn't die. Is it possible that Daryl finds out that Rick is still alive? Okay. Great question. And this is one of those, like little promo things I wanted to talk about. Why would Virgil come back if it wasn't to relay information of that kind to someone? Is it going to be Daryl? I don't know. We see him at Oceanside. He made his way back. And how could he... Why would we have him in the story right now if it wasn't to relay information about Rick or Michonne? If he says, oh yeah, Michonne went off to find someone, they're going to be like, who did she go to find? I think his name was Rick. Like, why would he be back now if he doesn't have weapons, he doesn't have a way to help, he doesn't know the terrain, he doesn't know where these communities are for sure, he's been here like one time. Why? You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense to put him back unless it's because of the information that he knows. I don't know if he is going to tell Daryl. I don't know if Maggie is going to find Virgil. I don't know if Connie is going to find Virgil. Many questions about that. But somebody is going to find Virgil and somebody is going to find out about Rick. I just have that feeling. Could someone in the group be another traitor? And if you think there is a character in the group that might be a traitor, who do you think that person might be? I don't think that there is another traitor, but I don't put it by a character that they might have like a moment of cowardice. Like, I'm not throwing this character under the bus, I'm just using them as an example. Like, say Luke has the chance to guard Jerry's children, but sees a way out and, like, dips. I don't necessarily think that means he's, like, a traitor. He was, like, always a whisperer or something like that. But I think that we could see a moment like that. But I don't think that we have, like, an outright traitor, if that makes sense. Okay, here are some of the very last questions. And this has been a very long video. Oh, 38 minutes. Okay. What if they were to introduce some of the Walking Dead video games characters into the TV show, such as Clementine, Kenny, Javier? Now, I have seen somebody theorize that the person behind the mask is like Clementine or Kenny. I would be so down. The only reason, I've said this before, I don't know if I would really want these characters to go into the show because AMC can kind of do what they want with these characters. And I have a huge attachment to these characters. Even more so than most show characters because there's something special about being a character and playing a character. Like, you are that person making those decisions. So when you develop this character into a person and then like a show takes it and changes their personality, I don't know how I would feel about that. It would have to be very literal, and I don't really think that's quite fair for them, because I kind of think that would be setting themselves up for failure. But yes, I would absolutely lose my mind if, like, the person takes off the mask and it's obviously Kenny or obviously Clementine. I would absolutely lose my mind, yes. I would love that, but also be very scared. The same way I was scared for seeing the Whisperers on screen, and I was horrified to see Princess because I was very worried that she would be very different or they would make her bad or something. Which I guess they still could. I don't know. What are the chances of the finale being an extended episode? I don't see a world where it is not an extended episode. An episode this big, I mean, okay, we have to think about this. We have to see Maggie in some shape or form come back. We have to see Virgil in some shape or form come back. We have to see the story of Aaron and Alden play out with these whisperers. We have to see who the person behind this mask and the two weapons are. We have to see all these people make it out of the hospital. We have to see all of the characters that are gone that we see come back in the promo. They have to come back. We have to see people gear up. We have to see all these characters. There's so much that like has to happen during this. There is no way that it's not going to be extended. Like it has to be like a 90-minute run or something. Like it has to be like an hour and a half on TV or maybe 2 hours. I don't know. We have to wait for it so long. I could see it being like a 2-hour finale. But yeah. What are the chances of us even getting season 11 this year? Okay, this is the last. Oh, what if they were to introduce Clementine, Lee, Javi, Kenny into the Rick Grimes movies? Now that maybe I would like to see. But yeah, last question. The last question is, what are the chances of us even getting season 11 this year? So I'm going to end it on a discussion about that. Now, this is like a sad, difficult time. A lot of people are sick. And a lot of people have died from this virus. And I want everyone involved with The Walking Dead to stay very safe. I don't want them to get sick. I don't want their family members to get sick. I just want to like put that out there to begin with so people don't get the wrong impression that I'm like just so angry that I'm not getting Walking Dead content. I understand that. But at the same time, I am frustrated. I think that a lot of us are frustrated. But we get it. It's okay to be frustrated. Just don't let that, like, take over. I'm having to spend a lot of time with Athena. You want to say hi? Hi. She has a speech delay. She has an occupational delay we just found out about. And I'm having to spend a lot of time with her. And even that... I love having her here, but it does dip into the amount of time I can spend on videos, when I can record. So, I mean, I understand on a small scale what The Walking Dead is going through, because I have to put so much time into you, my lovely girl. I love you. But I think that there's a decent chance that we might not get season 11 this year. Season 1 of World Beyond is done, pretty sure. I know that people have seen the first episode. The people that get screeners have seen it. So there's that. Now... Okay, baby. Give me a minute. I'm almost done. I think that there's a very decent chance that we might not get season 11 this year. I think that at the very least, we're going to get this last episode, the finale of 10. And I think that we're going to get season 1 of World Beyond, but I don't know if we're going to get anything else. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I hope that we don't get left with nothing at all this year, so I'm at least hoping for season 1 of World Beyond and this last episode of season 10. Now, they were done with the first half of Fear the Walking Dead, and they're still filming. Well, I mean, they're not actively filming, but they were filming the last half. So I think that it's possible that we could get 6A, but part of me thinks that that might be all that we get this year. At most, we might get the finale, World Beyond, and 6A of Fear. We have to kind of think on the smaller side and think on the side of safety, because I would rather get no content than have people die in the name of content. I don't think that TV is more important than people's lives. But yes, I think there's a chance that we might only get the finale this year. And I know that's very disappointing, considering we were going to get like a whole year of content, but it's just the way life is sometimes. This time it's extremely serious and on a global scale, and we just have to do our best. And it might be upsetting, but I'm here for you guys if you ever want to chat. I'm making a new Discord. I deleted the old one. I'm making a new one that's more towards the content that I'm doing now and like articles and whatnot. But send me a message on social media, on Instagram or on Twitter. Shoot me a tweet, because I always see tweets. Messages might go to requests, but I always will see if you tweet at me. So, reach out to somebody if you're feeling really frustrated about it. That's what I've been doing, because some days I am frustrated. But I think that's going to be all for this video. I can't think of much more. I am worried for Father Gabriel with, like, the fan mail bag and the way he's heavily featured and how much time that he's had. But I don't know, maybe part of me is in denial because I do like his character so much now. I kind of think that's all. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. Very long video. I'm at 45 minutes now, wow. But thank you guys so much for hanging in there. Again, I'm sorry for not producing content on like a normal schedule like I would, but it's been pretty difficult, you know, in a few aspects right now, and my main focus is Athena, so I'm sorry. But comment down below if you have any more questions for me, and I will make another video, or if you have an idea for a video, let me know. I would be more than happy to make a video based on something that you guys say. And thank you to everyone that asked me questions, but special thank you to Hunter for asking me so many questions. I genuinely appreciate it. And hopefully you like my answer to them, or at least understood where I was coming from. But thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, think positive thoughts and send positive vibes. Bye guys.